Let's start with the nation. Government's 48,000 Naira offer breaks up the new minimum wage talks. 530 CNG buses for deployment in Lagos, Oyo, Kwara, FCT and others. Marginal 0.49% rise in inflation rate raises hope. WAEC to begin CBT in November, Wasi. BOI to extend single-digit loan to media. Emefiele charged with unlawful printing of new Naira notes. Wogu Abe defend Wike's integrity. And building a good society takes time, says Kuka. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Major headline.
Yeah, major headline.
So, yes, the tripartite committee have scattered on their virtual meeting yesterday, where Labour totally disagreed with the federal government proposal of 48,000 as opposed to their 615,000, which they consider a living wage. Labour is saying 615 is what reflects what is available in our society. In that meeting, that is made up of the state government, the federal government, organized private sector, and Labour, they were opposed to they called it regressive, and a reduction of wage for the federal government to be proposing 48,000 Naira. They said it's even lower than what the federal government workers take home, which is 77,000, and that 77,000 is broken down as 30,000 as mandated by law, 12,000 peculiar allowance, and the 35,000 wage award that the federal, which makes up the total package of a federal worker. The organized private sector, on their own part, are proposing 54,000 Naira, saying that already the lowest that they pay in the organized private sector is 78,000. And so everybody could not find an agreement. Everybody scattered. Labour staged the walkout. Yeah. That's the TUC and the NLC.
So the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, spoke yesterday. He broke the news that the media organizations are to be granted access to single-digit interest rates loan from Bank of Industry. He said that the president had directed the bank to extend its business-friendly facility to media outfits without bias to their ownership. So what this means is that many media organizations can have access to loans for production of different media projects they plan to. Idris was speaking yesterday, said that the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation under his leadership was part of 5 pillars, will support media platforms in this country, whether they are public or private. The president has directed that the Federal Ministry of Trade, Investment and Media Organizations to give them a single-digit interest rate. More importantly, which I think is even very critical for us, he has also directed that ARCON, that's the Advertising Regulatory Commission of Nigeria, must ensure that all advertising revenue due to media organizations are released to them promptly. Media organizations have had problems with this because they're not getting paid by various organizations who owe them money for advertisements and sponsorship. So I'm really happy that they've directed it and hopefully they can comply.
Okay, so I have the deployment of compressed national gas vehicles, which has commenced. Not less than 530 buses are to be deployed by the end of the month in 6 pioneering states. The states are Oyo, Lagos, Kwara, Kogi, Kaduna, Nasarawa, and the Federal Capital Territory, of course. The program director, Mr. Michael Oluwabemi, stated that it's going to be a 15-day-long activity commencing the rollout. He also stated that President Tinubu has directed the PCNGI to ensure the conversion of at least 10% of the total number of vehicles in the country in the first year of the rollout of the initiative. He also stated that the team will inspect the jet and Meccano factories, commencing this rollout with representatives of the Ministry of Labour and Workers' Union. He also stated that there would also be a 6-day inspection tour of the Kojo factory at the Enugu Onitsha site, which will begin on May 24th to receive the first set of assembly tricycles, buses, cylinders, and kits ahead of the official launch. Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Mr. Kiru Onyejocha, urged Nigerians to back the initiative, because if Nigerians don't back the initiatives, it cannot work. If Nigerians don't convert or buy those type of vehicles, it will not work. Addressing stakeholders at the event center in Ikeja, She said the ministry was mobilizing all workers to key into the program and embrace the transition from fossil fuel-dependent vehicles to CNG.
Yeah, so our former CBN governor, Emefiele, has pleaded not guilty to the alleged unlawful printing of the new Naira notes. Apparently, he's supposed to have printed he was accused of approving the withdrawal of 124 billion from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation in a manner not prescribed by the National Assembly. He was also supposed to have printed, I'm not sure of the amount, but almost triple the amount of the old Naira notes to new Naira notes. He has pleaded not guilty and he has been given a 300 million Naira bail.
Oh, wow.
With,
a lot of money.
Yeah, with two shorties who must submit their passports.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
They will have properties of 300 million and it must be in Maitama.
Yes. Do you remember that when he did that printing, the president in a video endorsed it?
Yes, I remember now.
So I don't understand how we're prosecuting one person and leaving out. He endorsed it. Yes, I'm suggesting, based on my Nigerian knowledge, that the president agreed.
And no,
all right, let's move on. It's not a hot topic.
Even saying the president did not know.
He did not know what
about
the one that he said that we are not going back.
That's part of the.
He said they were not going back.
What the prosecution is saying that he did it without the approval of the president. I mean, as far as I remember, president approved.
So
he wasn't. Maybe he heard it, but he didn't understand it. The point, now. No, Wale Soyinka told us that he's not really an economist like that. He's an integrity.
Well, he went to
The punch. Let's move on. It's not our hot topic.
Thank you.
Minimum wage. Labour dumps negotiation over federal government's 48,000 Naira proposal. Biden world leaders condemn shooting of Slovak Prime Minister. Oyo set for Ibadan's coronation. Buries Balogun June 1st. Autopsy failed to reveal cause of Mohbad's death, says pathologist. Emefiele implemented Naira swap without Buhari's approval, says EFCC. FGI's $2.7 billion revenue from marine sector. Rivers waves off 5 pro-Wike commissioners' resignation. Western democracy model not working for Nigeria, Obasanjo insists. And Tinubu to tackle power outages with 2 gas plants. Okay.
So Oyo has announced that they will be doing the burial for the late Olubadan, Oba Leko Balogun, who passed on. They'll be doing his burial for June 1st. The state burial, although he has been buried according to Islamic rites. And the coronation date for the new incoming Oba, who is Oba Olakuleyin, Oba Owolabi Olakuleyin, would be announced immediately after the burial rites. So we're waiting June 1st. All parties in Ibadan party.
Okay, so this was all over the
We have to go on a break, sorry. Let's go on a shop. We're going to come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Okay.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.